Today I want to talk to you a little bit about something that so many of us struggle with, and that's switching off. Switching off from the stresses and pressures of your job so that you can be present at home, so that you can recover and recharge effectively, ready to go again for your job, so that you can manage the stresses and pressures of your job so they don't accumulate and you don't burn out. And so that you can build work-life harmony, and those things combined is what will create sustainability, sustainable enjoyment, sustainable health, and a sustainable job for you and a career path which you can enjoy for many years to come. We know that we can't go and go and go and go and go and go. It's like driving your car in the fast lane on the motorway and putting your foot down non-stop. If you don't pull out of the fast lane into the middle lane, slow lane, and stop every so often, your car's going to blow up or you're going to hit something. And essentially that's what that burnout side of things is. Switching off is that reset. It's disconnecting from the stresses of work and those pressures of work, and connecting with the things that are recharging you, the people in your life who are bringing you pleasure, bringing you joy, and the activities that are bringing you pleasure and joy. So the thing with switching off though is that, like I said, it's not a flick switch, it's a dimmer switch. We can't just say, right, work's done, 5 p.m, 6 p.m, off. It doesn't work like that. Our minds keep whirring because who we are required to be in the workplace differs greatly for who we are required to be and want to be at home. So we need to transition slowly from one to the other. And what we need to do is support ourselves in that transition. And that's where we need to be intentional about how we switch off. So think about it in the sense of work mode being on, driven, intense, there's pressure, there's strict requirements relating to performance, and home mode, more relaxed, more calm, a little bit more engagement with emotion, a bit more affection, a bit more intimacy with yourself and those people around you. And those two things don't always go hand in hand. So that intention piece sits in the middle. So a great way to do it is imagine your commute. You could use your commute as an example. Is process your day in the first half of your commute. If you're commuting, if you're driving, that might just be in your mind. You're processing it. And when you get to the halfway point on your commute, you might want to pull off and then write down everything that's been in your mind just to dump it all out. And what happens is you just drain that work stress and put it onto a piece of paper, and you close a book, and then you get back on the road, and then you do something enjoyable that you want to do. For example, play a comedy show, put on some power ballads and absolutely give it beans to Aretha Franklin. You choose what you want to do, call a friend, but make sure it's not work related. So get out of your own head. The second thing, if you are commuting and you're on public transport, then that's a little bit easier to do. Definitely try and avoid something like high performance podcasts and self-development podcasts, because it keeps you in that kind of better, more and better mentality, which is often what our working environment relates to. So we want to try and shift away from that and more relaxed and kind of down regulate things. So that would just be kind of one easy example that you can do. Think about a line in the sand and a line in the concrete. So what is your hard stop, non-negotiable time, for example, where you will just refuse to answer anything from work? So you might finish work at 5 p.m. Some people, that's their line in the concrete and they're off, they're uncontactable. And that's great if that's the situation that you have. For other people, in other types of jobs, there might be a requirement to be available for a little bit longer after you've left the office. So what is your line in the sand, and then what is your hard stop line in the concrete? This can wait till tomorrow. And there's a brilliant story from somebody who I listened to at a wellness festival recently, who was working at, I think it was like Hugo Boss, and it was for the Dutch. They were working, they were in the Netherlands at the time, and there was this global meeting called, and the Dutch CEO just on this conference call said, because it was at 6 p.m, they'd called a meeting at 6 p.m. And he said, Dutch won't be on that call because that's 6 p.m. It's shoes and handbags. It can wait till tomorrow. That's my Dutch accent, by the way. And what a brilliant response. It's shoes and handbags. It can wait till tomorrow. I don't know how that story ended up, but there was no one from Holland on that call. Absolutely fantastic. And that's something that we should be able to have the confidence to instill. But that's like really, really positive leadership, of course. So be intentional about switching off. It's not just going to happen. It's not a flick switch. It's a dimmer switch. And when you can start to reframe how we look and approach switching off, it starts to become a little bit easier to build that into your lifestyle. I hope that was useful, and please do like, subscribe to this channel and share if this has been valuable to you.